Hey there. Welcome to the Literary Escape Podcast. I'm your host, Becky, and I'm glad you're here today. Today we're continuing our holiday season on the Literary Escapes podcast, and I've got an author for you who's going to share one of her books, one of her holiday books. So let's jump right in. Welcome back to Literary Escapes podcast. Today I am excited to keep the holiday month going and introduce you to author Abigail Sharpe. Welcome, Abigail.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am excited to have you here. And so before we get into your book, I was going to jump right in. But before we get into that, what kind of books do you write?
I write passionate and playful contemporary romance.
I love that tag. That is so fabulous. That's like everything I love to read. So
thank you. And it's everything I love to read and write. So
there you go.
Well.
There you go. I was looking at your website earlier and I'm like, man, I wish I had thought of that. That is
it
so
took some
awesome.
iterations to get there, but it
That's
works.
Great. I love that. So I wanted to hear a favorite holiday memory or tradition.
So I was talking about this with my family because I was, there's so many and it's hard to choose, but I'm going to go with this story where as a poor college student, my socks had holes in them. And I was at my boyfriend's house for the holidays and I was walking around with my holy socks and his mom's husband's mother was also visiting.
Okay.
And she was like, why are there holes in your socks? And I'm like, because I can't afford to buy new socks. So for Hanukkah that year, I got some new socks.
That's so sweet.
And then the next year I got some new socks and I was like, I'm good with this. And it went on for a bit. She passed after she had passed away, I had another package of socks and I appreciated the sentiment. I was like, and I was like, thank you. And then the woman who is now my mother-in-law was like, it's from Mrs. Wilson. And I'm like, well, thank her for me.
Oh, no.
Needless to say, after that, I did not get any more socks.
That's so funny.
Like, I felt as soon as those words were out of my mouth, I was like, nope.
Yeah. College students and socks. I get that one totally.
I needed them.
Yeah, so for Hanukkah, did you grow up getting like a gift on each of the Hanukkah days?
Yep. Every night we would light the menorah and then get a present. And let me tell you, so when I was growing up, I thought there were 12 days of Christmas because of the song.
Okay. Yeah.
And
it would make sense.
I was shocked because I was like, well, I get 8 presents, but you all get 12.
No.
Shocked to find out that was not the case.
That is awesome. My kids would like to if they got 12.
Yes.
And they've always been kind of envious of the whole 8 days of getting presents thing. So
I was like, you have no reason. You have 12, but you don't.
Oh, and that's so funny.
I do know that there's something that goes like from Christmas to I think like January 6th, which like there is something in that 12-day span for some religions. So I did learn that.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And they start off kind of small and then they get like, bigger as the nights go on.
That's cool. I like that. My sister's husband's family is Jewish, so I've just learned a little bit about it. And so it's always interesting to hear how people celebrate.
All right. So you have to decide though, what you're going to put on your potato latkes if you ever have dinner with them.
Okay.
The choices are applesauce or sour cream.
And is there like a better answer?
My answer is both.
Good answer.
And it's so weird if you think about it, because like if you had a baked potato, would you put applesauce on it?
No,
but there's something about a fried potato pancake.
It probably is really tasty too.
It is really tasty.
Yum. That's my husband's family is Scandinavian.
Okay.
And so we always had the potato pancakes that his mother made, the really thin ones, and rolled them up. Ooh. I don't know if those are latkes or I'm not even sure what they're called, but they're delicious. And she put cinnamon sugar on them, and kids devoured those. So
I bet.
Yeah. Good stuff.
They're not latkes. We don't roll the latkes. So
okay.
I don't know what they are.
But these are real thin, like crepes, I suppose. That thinness, but good stuff. I'll have to look and see what they are. But
Sounds really good.
yeah, and so I know it, right? And so you are going to share with us a Hanukkah book that you have written.
I am. So it's part of the Cat's Paw Cove universe, which
Nice.
is a made-up town near St. Augustine, Florida, where there are magical cats.
I love that. That's a fun series.
It's really fun. And there are some amazing stories. Well, all of them, of course, are amazing. So mine is in an anthology called Festivals and Felines.
Okay.
And it's, there's a holiday story. Everyone had a holiday story. So I write contemporary romance. I don't write paranormal.
Right.
So in my story, my heroine she's not on board with this whole magical cat thing. And the hero is like trying to explain to her, like, yeah, they really are. And she's like, whatever. But she does eventually succumb to the holiday magic of the cats in Cat's Paws Cove.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so do your characters, are they attached to any of your other series? Because I saw that you have a couple of other series, or are they kind of...
They're separate, and mostly because, well, first of all, the Cat's Paw Cove world is a world on its own.
Okay.
So I didn't want worlds to collide.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And plus there's that paranormal aspect to them
that isn't part of your norm. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, that makes total sense. Excellent.
Yeah.
And so you were going to share with us your favorite holiday movie or movies.
And let me tell you, I'm sure everyone has seen this movie and loved this movie, While You Were Sleeping, with Sandra Bullock.
Such a good
Amazing
one. I love that movie.
And the funniest thing to me about it is, like, my favorite scene in this movie is when the kid falls off his bike.
Oh. Oh, that's so funny.
It's like, what, 7 seconds? And I laugh every time.
That's so funny. I'm gonna have to go watch it again now.
Right.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
And Sandra Bullock is an amazing actress. So
I enjoy her so much. Yeah.
So much. Yeah. Great movie. Love it. Love it.
That whole movie has such a good feel-good vibe to it.
Yes.
She's working, desperately just wants a family, wants to belong. And they just swoop her up and take her in. And
then she's afraid she's going to lose it all.
I know.
Oh,
that's such good stuff all the way around. And then the frisson of energy between her and the brother versus the fiance, quote unquote. Such good stuff.
And the music in there is, like, really good too. Like, it's such a study in how music can enhance a mood.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, it's great. But there's nothing about this movie I don't love.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking about it when we were talking. I think my favorite movie, which is completely different, is White Christmas. It is just like classic holiday movie, but the singing and dancing is what made me think about that. The singing in that one, I just love. It's all, there's some silly stuff. I think the one that's my favorite is when they're on the train and they do the snow. Have you seen that? Okay.
It's been a really long time. I remember that now that you say it. The scene that's in my head is the Sisters song.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. Yeah. Especially when the guys do the sister song.
Yes. I forgot that too, but yes.
You'll have to go back and watch that one again.
I was going to say,
have to go back
time for a rewatch.
Yeah.
It was actually one of the movies when I was trying to say what holiday movie should I watch. That was one that was on the list that people had given me.
It's a good one. Yeah. It's a classic for a reason. And my kids have seen it whether they wanted to or not. So
we do have a New Year's tradition of we pick a movie. It doesn't have to be a holiday movie. Okay, well, it started out as holiday movies like It's a Wonderful Life and then Die Hard, and then it was just like, any movie. And what we do is we time it so it ends at 11:30. So if it's a 2-hour movie, we start it at 9:30.
We eat
We eat nachos and we watch the movie until 11:30.
Okay.
And then we watch what was Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Nice.
And then we watch the ball drop. And then I have a family of introverts. So at the hour of 12 and like 30 seconds, I'm the only one left in the room.
That's awesome.
But
yeah, we're done here, Mom.
Until then.
That's awesome. That sounds like a really fun tradition. I like that.
It is fun. Although my child, my youngest, he's in college, and he was like, I'm gonna spend New Year's Eve with my girlfriend. And I'm like, okay. Like, just make sure you eat nachos. That's all I ask.
Well, and it's going to be hard when your kids, I mean, I'm going to be going through this at some point too. My kids are probably similar ages as yours, because my youngest is in college as well. And when they start having to do other traditions because of somebody else,
I'm very sad.
I know, that's a whole that's tugging on the old heartstrings there, man.
And he did say, he's like, if you want me to be home, I'll be home. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to face this eventually. So
yeah, rip off that Band-Aid, dang it.
Just promise me you'll eat nachos, all will be well.
So Abby, where can people find you online? Where can they connect with you?
I am on Facebook for the most part at Abigail Sharpe Books.
Okay.
No, Abigail Sharpe Romance.
Abigail Sharpe Romance. Okay, Facebook. Yeah. And do you have a newsletter that you like to
I do.
send out to folks?
If you go to my webpage at abigailsharpe.com,
okay, there's
a newsletter sign up there. I believe it's also hooked up to my Facebook page. Let me tell you, I am horrible at this whole newsletter thing. Like, horrible. But can I talk about another holiday thing for a moment?
Yes.
Is I'm part of another world called Holidays, where every month you pick a holiday for a month. My month is May of 2023 is when my book will be released. And there's a holiday in May called National Scavenger Hunt Day. So that is what I'm writing my story about.
What a fun holiday.
It's great. Like, I think the one out for December is called the Christmas Claus.
Like, yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
On the end.
Yeah.
I had a reason for bringing this up.
I think I even have that one downloaded. I need to read it now.
You need to read it.
I do. How funny.
And that one I actually did have as part of my Just Add Peaches world.
Okay.
So just because I already had the setting and I could use it.
That's awesome. Okay.
I don't remember why I was going to bring this up. There was a reason, and not just to be like, read my books, but if I remember, I'll let you know.
They definitely need to read your books. We were talking about your newsletter. Did it?
Oh, thank you. That's why, because I'm going to try, now that I'm part of this thing where books are being released monthly, I'm going to try to do a monthly thing. It might be like a 6-week thing and combining 2 months into one newsletter, because I forget.
Yeah, I'm working on that one, so that's a good one. It's a good one to do though, because as a reader, I know I enjoy hearing from authors and hearing what they're up to, and just that little blurb at the beginning about what their life looks like, and that kind of thing. And the authors that throw in a recipe or two, I totally love that. I never make them, but I love them.
I have a recipe at the end of my Cupcake of the Month book.
Ooh, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it's like a peach whiskey.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So did you make up the recipe? This has nothing to do with holidays, but I'm so curious about that.
I know. I have a cousin who is an amazing baker. And I was like, hey, hook me up with a recipe. And she's like, because I love you, here's my secret frosting recipe. And I'm like, you realize I'm putting this in a book, right?
Not so secret no more.
And she's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that is awesome. How fun. Nice. So Facebook and your newsletter and your website, and I will put all of those in the show notes, and make sure you check out Abby's book, A Hanukkah Melody for Two, and enjoy your holiday.
Yeah, merry everything, y'all.
Merry everything. My aunt had a shirt on this week that said "Merry Everything."
I love that. You have to look it up.
Isn't that fabulous? I loved it. Well, have a fabulous Hanukkah season, and I look forward to reading your book.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. I loved it.
Thanks for joining me today on the Literary Escapes podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode and maybe would like some more Literary Escape book recommendations, then come check out the Literary Escape Society. We're a community of travelers who love books, or maybe book lovers who love to travel. Either way, if you need an escape, a literary escape, come join us as we read our way around the world together, one book at a time. Check out the show notes to learn more about the Literary Escape Society. And we'll see you next time on the next episode.